I need to talk about this. All of my male audiences. This is all for my male audiences right here. This is the video that I wanted to see specifically. So this video popped up. It's been a while since we talked about something about this subject or so. It was posted like 3 weeks ago. It just came up on my feed, right? It said American women are losing to foreign women and they are mad. So I'm very curious to see what this video is about. It's from Taylor the Fiend. So I know Uncle will probably know a good thing about this in general. And I know some stuff. Even though for me, I still see it so like so foreign and so weird that, you know, that Western women are the way how they behave in general. Yo, Taylor. Yeah, Taylor popped up on my feed. So I see, I can kind of guess why. I know why.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go.
The men are leaving. The men are leaving. They're going fast. They're going fast. Grab one. Grab one. Grab one. If you don't have one, grab one. Anyone. Just grab. They're leaving. They're going overseas.
Men are getting their passports and modern women are getting furious that men are just leaving them in favor of foreign women. Let's jump right into it.
There's a trend encouraging men to all get
passport bros are thriving.
passports and travel abroad. Not just for sights or good food. No. It's to find wives, to find women who are more traditional. They're traveling all across the world just to find.
It's not just traditional. The women overseas care about their men compared to the Western women who put down men, who put down masculinity, who put down chivalry. You are the women, you guys are a vocal minority. I'm gonna be honest with you. They're vocal minorities. They're the ones who are literally like who put down men overall, while women overseas, right? I assume in the Eastern Asian territory, right? They're not like that in general. Even the women in the void are not even like this. Not even in Hispanic culture are also even like this either. This is why this is so foreign and so weird for me to see this. These women are so bitter to the point that they started making accusations like grooming and exploiting. Jesus Christ. And this is why they live alone with 46 cats and they die alone with no offsprings to continue the family lineage. It's called what's the word again? What's the word or so again that I use all the damn time when they get eaten by nature, basically? I already forgot already. But you are a woman. I'm not a Western woman. I'm a void.
Women who are more humble, more feminine, and willing to treat their men better than women in the U.S. Traveling to places like Italy, Thailand, Brazil, just to find women who will treat them right.
It is unfortunate that men feel like they have to travel abroad to find women who won't treat them terribly, but at the same time, nobody can blame men for doing that. If it's the choice between a Western woman who will disrespect him and a foreign woman who won't, the choice is a no-brainer, and a lot of guys are just going to leave.
The passport bros ideology is that they're escaping the hatred of feminist women and are traveling somewhere they can thrive. They believe the ideology that by seeking foreign women, it can find a more authentic, fulfilling, and harmonious relationship. This is seen as a way to restore the natural balance between masculine and feminine energy. This is triggering some women because they think that these men are interested in finding these women. They think they will be more submissive. I'm not sure if this...
I don't think it's the submissive. I think they just want a caring wife where literally the woman doesn't like hang them by the balls, you know? So like I was saying, like chivalry in the Western society is fucking dead, you know? Exactly. You just want to be loved or so. That's the thing itself, you know? It's pretty fucking obvious what the guys want, but your fucking women are fucking retarded, okay? All right, you stupid Western ass women. God Lord. That's why I don't understand Western ideology whatsoever.
Trend/movement is gonna end
I'll never understand
or only
it.
get worse. What do you guys think?
The idea of submission is something that enrages modern women because they think submission is the same thing as slavery, but in all reality, it's all about trust, and modern women in the West refuse to trust anybody, and that includes themselves.
You
Yeah.
like passport bros?
What is a passport?
Okay, passport bros are
It's
men that are so
adventure,
fed up
bro.
with Western women because we're all
I don't blame them.
apparently so woke and so terrible,
That's true.
and Western women don't want to be wives,
Makes
that they are
sense.
now going
Correct.
to other countries to find wives.
That's like which countries?
Southeast Asia, the Philippines, the Dominican Republic.
So it's like
they're-
the opposite of the mail order bride.
Yes,
They're like-
exactly.
Okay, so they're
Yes.
instead of whoring out.
Yeah, and
They're-
bringing them here.
Right,
They're like,
they're
we
actually
want to
using
get out.
Travelocity. It feels more expensive, but
It is. So
It's unfair to say that passport bros are just doing the mail order bride thing, right? Like the whole idea of a man going abroad is to find a woman who wants to be with him. The whole idea behind the mail order
Yeah,
bride
but that would love him for who he is, you know, at the end of the day. That's basically what it is in general. Like I can completely understand why these guys are like leaving their home country to go get married over there, you know, live over there, you know. Some of them do actually live over there.
is that the woman has no choice. There's actually a big difference there.
a lot of these men get remote jobs, and so they go there and they live in these countries, and then they meet these women. And then women in the Western world, specifically the United States, are so pissed off about it, and they're like, "You're going to all these countries where these women don't even know how to speak."
Colombia,
Yes.
the Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have
As
education.
I'm Charmaine and I'm 23 years old.
And then the men
Bachelor of Science in
film
Computer
themselves with
Engineering.
these women and like show themselves on dates, and the women are so elegant and they're so well spoken and they're so traditional. And they're like,
Also,
look at
Western
these
women
women.
are
Yeah, passport
delusional
bros.
about
Okay,
women
Western women.
overseas.
I love how all of these modern women react to passport bros by assuming that women in these countries are just poor, uneducated, and impressed with the idea
That's
of a running
crazy.
toilet, which is just incredibly ignorant. A lot of these women are incredibly intelligent,
They
and
are.
they choose these men because they want to be with these men.
Break it to you. I think that we've just got a very, very selfish culture of women. And to any women out there that say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that, that would require that I have a problem with women worldwide. I do not have a problem with women worldwide. I have a problem with Western women. And if you think that I'm just like making this up out of nowhere, reflect on the fact that there are Western men that are flying out east to find wives. Are Eastern men coming out west to find wives? No.
Fuck no. Who the fuck if the guys don't want to deal with it in their home country, do you think somebody from the Eastern Asian male populace wants to mess with this? Fuck no. Jokes on them. 55 of the population in the Philippines speak English. That's what I'm saying here. So like they like a good majority of like the Eastern Asian areas, at least where the passport bros are going to, they actually do speak a good amount of English. Actually, surprisingly enough, actually, I was actually surprised personally.
Oh. Where in the world are men flying out in droves to marry American women? Nobody wants us. Why? We're big, we're selfish. We don't want to hear anything. You can't tell me to eat less. You can't tell me to change my life. You can't tell me it's not about me.
Thanks to their content, modern women have made themselves
Hey, she's speaking facts at the end of the day. You know, a lot of the Western women, especially in the United States, are pretty selfish. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, she's not wrong. I've seen so many videos in general.
undesirable to a whole bunch of men. They ensured that no man would ever want them, so the foreign men want nothing to do with these women. It's not rocket science.
What I can appreciate about passport bros is I think it's an effective flag being raised for Western women as well. I'm not necessarily saying that they're going to find someone. I'm not saying that they're not going to get screwed over. I'm not even necessarily saying that I would encourage men to go do it. Like you said, if you want to, cool. The motivation for it is the fact that men are still expected to act very traditionally.
Because they're a
expected to be very
bitch.
chivalrous.
Yeah,
They're
true.
expected to be
But the problem is like, why would you even date those kinds of women at the end of the day, you know? Especially the ones from California and New York and insert whatever other city that have really overinflated ego women, so.
protectors. Maybe they're not expected to provide to the same extent now that women can.
Californians.
But if that's what a man's duty to you is.
California is the one that
chivalrous,
infected
very,
everybody.
very
Oregon is pretty bad. Oregon?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's very ambiguous.
And that is why I think they go to places where they are actually taught
Especially the
young
OnlyFans
how to
women.
treat a
Ugh,
man.
there's so
What
many
is
of
your
them, to
duty
be
a
honest.
man?
There are no guarantees when it comes to
Even someone who is bisexual or so, I'll be honest with you, I do find that I'm a little bit old-fashioned, okay? So I kind of find that, I wouldn't say disgusting or so, but I just don't like, I just dislike it in general, you know? Like if you do that specific type of content or so, as someone who is like old-fashioned, right? Even like, you know, it is a huge turnoff. It is definitely a huge turnoff for me because I like I said, I swing both ways, right? I don't care if it's a man or a female or so that does it or so. It immediately deteriorates me from me dating you completely, you know. It really does. Even my older brother is the same thing too. He would not date an OnlyFans woman. It's like if he finds out that his girlfriend or his woman or so does OnlyFans in any specific way or so, and that's how she maintains herself like financially, he prefers not to date that woman in general. He would literally say, "Hey, look, my boundaries is that I'm not a huge fan of this, you know, I'm a little bit old-fashioned, you know. The only person who should be seeing that naked body should be only be me in the bedroom, and that's it. Nobody else, nobody on the internet or anything like that." So it's like, you know, hey, I'm gonna break it off or so. Not my cup of tea. Just respect my opinion, and that's it. That's basically is how he is, like in a nutshell, basically. So OnlyFans girls may make money, but their self-worth is just horrible, and also their ego gets to their head. Yeah, especially if they're young or so and they explode, right? If they explode in popularity and everything like because of the youngness and the sexiness and everything like that, later down the line or so, it's gonna be pretty difficult for you to find a partner or so.
Going abroad, it's very possible a man can get into a lot of trouble by being a passport bro, but it's understandable why a man would take that risk instead of being surrounded by women who just despise him.
That makes
live in a
sense.
world today and over the space of the last 20-ish years, women have not only equal rights, better rights for the most part in the Western world. The only women I hear complaining about equality
We're literally talking about OnlyFans. We're not talking about movie actors.
of rights is Western women. I never hear that from my mom's Eastern European friends or, you know, Middle Eastern friends. Or, they never talk about it ever, right? And there is actual oppression that goes on in some Middle Eastern country. That is undeniable, right? But you've got these Western women who don't want to admit their own privileges. You know, simple things like if you are a woman, as long as you're not, and it's really not that hard, you're gonna have a man who will take care of you.
The whole concept of women having fewer rights than men is just living proof of how privileged Western women are. They are so desperately wanting to be a victim, so anything that doesn't go with their way is immediately seen as oppression. The privilege these women have is just off the charts.
One of the things you guys were talking about, well, what makes a traditional woman? One of those things is modesty. Posting photos of your ass on Instagram is not being modest.
No, but I actually
We're not traditional, though. We're not traditional.
That's cool.
But
Then enjoy your 50-50
No, we're not
relationships.
traditional.
Enjoy your 50-50 relationships. Then when someone breaks into your house, you guys can defend it.
Well, duh. I
the
shoot
strap
guns and I'm a
out, Brian.
boxer, so yeah.
See, here's the thing. This is one of the primary issues in modern dating. Non-traditional women want men to adhere to their traditional gender roles. You want men to be men, but you want to go post your shit on Instagram. You want to f*** around and be loose and be promiscuous.
What do you mean?
It's funny how she says if a man breaks into her house, she can defend herself with her boxing skills. I mean, come on. It has been proven that trained female fighters still don't stand up to a man who's twice her size, even when—
It is very true, actually, to be honest. I'm like, we saw the video between like the dwarves versus the giant ladies, and the giant ladies still lost against the dwarf guys. No, duh, of course. It's like, it's pretty obvious. It's genetically wiser, so that guys are just stronger than females. There's no like misogyny. There's no nothing like that. It's 100% facts. Okay.
when he has next to no formal combat training, I would wager that these women would still probably lose to a high school dude. Like, what even is this?
We're traveling out of the US just to find a wife. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it went on to explain why men are traveling out of the States to find a wife. Sum it all up, they say that women from other countries are well-educated, classy, elegant, very feminine, and they understand how to give and take in relationships.
Cute as well. Don't forget the cute aspect, you know, because a lot of them usually go over there because, yeah, they have that specifically, but then throw on top of that the cute aspect on top of it, especially if they're going to the it's like pick your choices, right? You got the Eastern Asian, right? You got more of the cute aspect and the classy and elegancy, and then you have the Hispanic region, right, which you have the more sexy and the more you still have classy and elegancy, but you have the sexy vibe in it, you know.
Instead of being demanding, entitled, and ungrateful for things that men do for them. And I'm not saying all, but some women in America have grown so entitled and demanding.
One thing these women always forget to mention is that there is a better chance of finding a nicer and more peaceful woman overseas. Not to say it's guaranteed or anything, but Western
Not until you get married or so, and then they're gonna start yelling at you and beating you with a chancla. Especially the Hispanic ones.
women have replaced their femininity with something incredibly worse, so men are choosing the potential for peace over chaos and just dipping.
Basically, they think that they can
you
treat
can handle
a
the
man
Latina
however they
spice,
want,
you'll be
and they can
fine.
get
But
away
if you
with it.
cannot,
Treat a
you
man
can't handle that
poorly,
chancla smack.
And then they criticize their looks when they're not in the best shape themselves. Agree or disagree all you want, but
you
men
do not mess with the
do
chancla.
like feminine women. They like when women behave feminine, and they like when women take care of themselves. Want a good man, but they're tired of our BS. So much, in fact, that they're traveling overseas just to find a wife that respects them.
The funny thing is how when a man mentions the things that he wants in a woman, you have a massive horde of modern women who shriek that anything he wants.
That's pretty hard to find. You have to basically find a woman or so that like kind of like grew up in like kind of like basically in toxicity, basically like in Call of Duty. That's basically it. Not a League of Legends woman. Those are mentally ill women. You don't want to date those.
Or needs
Those are
doesn't
incorrect,
actually matter.
especially Valorant
Western
women.
barely see men as humans, so why
No
would a
Valorant
man want
women.
to deal with that?
Those are some
I see
toxicity
immigrants
you
come
do
to this
not want to
country,
mess
right?
with.
They get
Dude is
what?
broke. Yeah, immigrants come to this country, right? Right? Guy brings his wife, right, and kids, and he could barely have a job. Maybe he's on welfare, struggling, etc. But his wife is still at home, cooking and cleaning, taking care of the kids, and he could barely provide, but he's trying his hardest, right?
Yep.
But he doesn't have to pay all the bills and do all this extra shit and have a big and have status and all that to get his girl to stay at home. Like, the wife stays at home because in her culture, it's shameful to be at a nightclub shaking your ass with a bunch of other men. It's like kind of weird. It's unacceptable.
It's strange to see how the idea of loyalty and shame have both been thrown out of the window in the West. The conditions of loyalty are based purely on paper-thin standards that can be changed at any time. That's why men are done with women like that.
But here in America and in the West, in the UK too, like, it's completely socially acceptable for women to put themselves in compromising situations for the relationship and think, I want to be independent, I should be able to do what I want to do, etc. But you got immigrant women coming from other places that have no money. Their guy can't even provide for them a lot of time, but they understand basic loyalty and duty. It's wild to me.
True, man.
But is the woman staying at home and he's going to work?
That's literally what I just said.
Okay, then.
The ideal future for a lot of these modern women is to just stay at home and do nothing while the husband goes out to work and provides for her.
Isn't there like a new trend or so where like at least to my knowledge, well, I've only seen it in the VTuber scene, right? I don't know about outside the VTuber scene. Maybe some people can probably let me know or so. I've seen that like there was like a little bit of a slight trend or so where like female VTubers want a houseman or a house husband, where basically they want the guy be basically the housewife and then the woman does all of the work and everything like that. I've seen that in the VTuber scene. Yeah, basically like she does her VTubing stuff while the guy can just not do anything and just all he does is just stay at home, cook, clean, and doesn't really have to do much in general. Like, it's really fucking easy, trust me, guys. Cleaning and cooking is not that difficult, okay? Taking care of kids, it's a whole different story, but there are guys in general who do want to be a house husband at the end of the day. Trophy husband, yeah. There are literally like some VTubers who want that because they can't take care of themselves properly or so. But then having that specific spouse or so, especially having a rich girlfriend like that, a VTuber scene. I don't know what people think about it specifically, but I did see like that was a specific trend or so with certain VTubers, at least some of the famous ones or so that want that specific kind of way, where literally all the guy has to do is just do some cleaning, cooking, cook for the wife, and make her get her bag of money, and then you just kind of do whatever you want afterwards. So taking care of the kids is not the hardest job in the world. Construction is harder, firefighting is harder, even gardening is harder. Depends on the kids, of course. They can be little shitheads, Lama, this reminds me of a video Uncle saw where this Thai lady was like, if you do not know how to cook or clean, then you better learn to suck dick. Would you prefer that kind of relationship, Co? I don't mind. I don't mind if my significant other works, I I don't mind. I prefer if we do it together personally, or if they can like at least like if I don't have time to cook for myself or so for my cooking thing, at least he can like cook for me at least, like he's got to learn how to cook, or she's got to learn how to cook to some degree, okay? All right? I can't be the only bitch in the house to fucking cook, okay? Okay? All right? Don't get me wrong. I love cooking, but I can't be the only bitch to be cooking in the house, okay? All right? Because then that just means I don't have time to fucking cook for myself, okay? All right? Because if I have to cook for the family, I'm just kind of like, well, I don't have time to cook for myself, okay? All right? Because I got to cook for the kids. I got to cook for my husband/wife. I'm just kind of like, well, cook for my 3 to 4 kids anyways. Because I want between 3 to 4 kids in general. So that's the only reason why. And that's basically kind of like, that's kind of like basically it, so. I can put my kids to sleep at any time. I can't get my plants to grow if I'm having a bad day. Chad knows the cool instant ramen. I don't want instant ramen in every single day. God lord. Poor husband.
It's a complete waste of time for men to do, and it's a lopsided deal.
Before I come to America, I didn't understand why so many American men came overseas to Ukraine to their wife. So for me, it was very strange why men go so far away, spend so much money, and etc. And today I understood why. I think because we have much bigger family values, and we love to feel like a woman, and we love to see the man like a man, and I think I'm a bit.
See, this is the thing also about like the foreign women in general, like even in Hispanic regions, right? Like masculinity is not dead in Hispanic culture whatsoever. That's why when we see this about the Western society in general, we find this shit so fucking weird. I find this shit fucking weird, dude. It's so weird. It's so foreign to me. It feels like a different dimension that's just kind of like has its own like conglomerate like mind of itself,
older than all of you girls, and I can tell you in my 36 years old.
Modern women have traded their femininity for 8 to 10 years of bedroom fun and nonsense. They spent their youth partying, bedroom hopping, traveling, and all this other crap. It has left them bitter, aggressive, and not feminine at all. And if a woman abandons her femininity, she's kind of lost everything, especially when it comes to dating or trying to get a man.
I love when men care about me. I love sometimes when he tell me what to wear because it's a care, it's a love. How man else can show you the love? If he just want to fuck you, he don't care what you're wearing. Believe me, he don't care. He just come and fuck you and leave. But if he care about you, he tell you, baby, please do this, do that. So this is care. This is kind of love. So just appreciate it.
Wow. Western women don't want to be told what to do. They want to do whatever they want, and then they expect men to tolerate it afterwards. And the sad part is they think that going to clubs, disrespecting their men, and social media shaming are all reasonable things to bring to the table.
What do you suggest the women in the West do if everyone's advice is for men in the West to look elsewhere for a wife? What happens to all the women in the West then?
Well, that one study we referenced was said by 2030 or something, 50% of the women will be without a man. So that's the direction we're heading, because the men that are looking for those traditional values are starting to go overseas, and then the other half of the men are just checking out completely. They don't want to deal with women at all. So this is going to be a big issue that women are going to deal with in the future as their options dwindle.
Modern women have no idea how badly they've hamstrung themselves here.
There were countries look at the modern Western society like a kid in class that looks at another like, how did you pass calculus and fail addition and subtraction? The most basic problems in the U.S. shouldn't have it.
Just done with them. They are going to spend the next 30 to 50 years alone while the men look elsewhere to find somebody else. The harsh reality is that these women are in for a long, hard life on their own.
God, I love it when a passport bro tells me that I'm jealous that American men are leaving the United States and not looking at American women, because the ones that are leaving the United States to go find themselves a bride overseas are exactly the ones that we never wanted.
Women like this are totally jealous that men are going abroad. There's nothing they can do to hide it. They hate the fact that men have figured out a way to leave these insufferable women behind, and they hate that they can't get what the women overseas are getting.
I'll do anything for you if you pay me $100 for 3 hours.
$100 3 hours?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Clean my house then.
Really?
Yep.
For 3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
For $100?
Mm.
This is obviously a skit, but again, at the same time, it does show another reason why going abroad is more appealing. Your money goes a lot further in these countries, just so long as you're not spending it all on professionals or anything like that. You can have a fairly
It's
comfortable
literally that
life out
one
there, it
meme or
seems.
so.
Can we have
it's like that one meme or so that they show us like, if you had me for how many hours or so, what would you do with me? And then you have that guys or so memeing on the girls. Okay, so this is your first time on the job or so. Make sure you don't blow your arms off on this machine in here. Make sure you don't get caught on this thing or so. Here's a helmet. Make sure you had it. Go out there and do your goddamn job.
Serious conversation about the
Dude, that was the funniest
LBHs,
meme.
passport bros, like whatever you want to call them. I just don't understand how the most basic level men can leave America, travel to these other countries, and
Well, the reason why is because you guys put them down. That's the reason why.
just pull absolute tens, like the hottest girls that you will ever see. And these men, like men that we wouldn't even look twice at, are just pulling them and convincing them to date them. Like, I truly don't understand it. Can someone please explain to me how this is happening?
Because they don't have inflated egos and they don't feel they're entitled.
How these men are able to get away with it. Also, like,
That's the thing itself. They say basic level men or so, but these are probably like your average to slight above average looking dudes. And then it's that thing. It's literally that thing every single time. They push him down. They push him down every single time, and it's just kind of like, what are we doing here? This is so weird. Stop doing this. Stop this weird behavior. Stop putting down men in general. Without fucking guys in general, you wouldn't have the things that you would have today. Okay? All the famous philosophers, you know?
Stop this. It's out of control, and it's getting to a point where it needs to be stopped.
What she's saying makes
God, I'm not even a guy, and I find these women pretty annoying. That's the saddest thing about that. I find these women so fucking annoying. God Lord.
no sense. She's saying that she wants to put an end to men that she doesn't even want, by the way, going overseas to find a wife. I mean, you would think that she would just be happy to be rid of these men, but no, she doesn't want to marry them. She just wants them to suffer. This is ridiculous.
Passport bros, help me understand your logic here, because I really don't get it. So,
well, your nose ring is one. Sorry. Sorry, that was just the first thing that I saw or so.
You complain about American women, how they're of no value, they're just after you for your money, they just seem like too much work to get, not feminine enough or submissive enough. Your solution is to pack up all the things you know.
Careful, Ko. YouTube chat is gonna call you. No, it's not YouTube. It's Twitter. Twitter is what's gonna call me a pick-me girl. Even though I am far from being a pick-me girl. Okay, all right. Get the hell out of here.
Leave all the people you love. Move to a country you're not familiar with. To a place where their language might not be your own. In a new culture. You maybe meet a woman that will be very obviously into you because of your money.
That's funny. I never had any.
Moving abroad does take a lot of responsibility on the man's part. You have to make an attempt to learn the language, respect their cultures and laws. But these women make it seem like all the men are just ignorant morons who won't be able to do that.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting every single time. Yes, I forgot. I can't be a pick-me girl because I am a 50-year-old man from Ghana. Yes, exactly. That's what it says on my YouTube header. I keep forgetting about that actually.
For some reason.
How is this? It just seems like a lot of work.
They can't call me a grifter because I'm black. That's racist. I play my trap card. Racism.
If working to get a woman is the thing you're trying to avoid, that just seems like a lot. So I don't know if you guys follow the Reddit account of Passport Bros. I do. It seems like almost every post is about how it doesn't actually work. Women in these countries, they're going to use you for your money, but then have a more connection with the men that actually speak their language.
Granted, right? Wherever you go specifically, right? There's always shitty people you're gonna date, right? But then there's also those actual people who actually do want love and connection. I've seen the videos or so of the Thailand girls and the Filipina girls or so, right? Where they argue against these women in general, how they say like, oh, they're just only want you for your money. They're gonna completely rinse you dry, and then they're gonna leave you out on the street, and then they're gonna go marry somebody in their own country. And then the Filipinas and the Thailand women's or so that are speaking that talk about it or so, right, are generally like, no, we don't. We want someone, we love foreign men, and we see that foreign men are being treated like shit in their specific country, and we want to show them what actual true femininity is. And we just generally just want to find love in general, and we're just more attracted to foreign men to begin with because of the exoticness, It's kind of like basically it. So. And you should be like, well, if you don't need them, just send them our way. Exactly. And then, like, is there like some kind of like a hint of like transaction? Yeah, some of them are like, there are some like Asian women who want like foreign babies because they think the foreign, like a mixture of foreign babies or so with their bloodline and the foreign guy or so will make cute babies. There are stuff like that, but that's usually the kind of women you want to avoid at the end of the day. So I'm just saying.
That are actually within their culture.
It's the same thing with Hispanic
culture.
culture.
They're just laughing behind your
like
back
that too.
because they know that they're just using you for your wallet. The thing you were trying to avoid
That exists.
by leaving America to begin with. Make it make sense.
There are no guarantees in life. It's very easy to get scammed in a foreign country, which is why if you go that route, you need to be careful and keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, that's why you can't be gullible when you're doing this thing. It's the same thing in any country in general. It's not just focusing on like just the Asian in the Eastern Asian territory. It's like it's all over the fucking world. There's always scams that are always going to be constantly doing that. So.
Swindlers are everywhere in the world. You have to keep that in mind.
I know what a passport bro was until one of my recent videos did well. Now I have the misfortune of knowing what the fuck that is. And my only question is, who's going to tell them? Who is going to tell these men that American women are some of the last demographics of women to catch up with what we're talking about right now? You think Russian women are going to put up with your shit? You think Asian women are going to go 50-50 with you on the bill?
Yeah, some of them actually do. You actually be very surprised. Actually, I think I had someone told me or so where a from the story or so that they told me specifically that they dated a Japanese girl, and the guy was going to pay his bill, right? He was going to pay the bill, but then the woman said, "No, we're splitting it 50-50," and he was completely dumbfounded or so when he heard that specifically, and there are different types of women. I'm just saying, they're not all the same. God, this woman is so annoying, to be honest. I'm just saying, like, even like I'd pay when I used to go on a date or so, I paid for my own food. Okay? I didn't let the person who took me out or I took them out pay for the meal or so. I paid for my own meal. They paid for their own meal. I think I had maybe like one time I had one person paid for my meal, but then I also returned the favor later in the future and paid for their meal as well, and because that's just how I am in general. So
you think French women are going to sleep with you just because you showed up?
Well, no one cares about French people, so I'll give her that at least. Sorry, Sayuri. I love you, Sayuri, but the French jokes got to keep coming, okay? All right. There's one YouTuber that used to travel, and he will disapprove her points. Oh, that's the whole thing in general. Even I can disapprove it, like right now, to be honest. Chinese culture is funny when it comes to paying meals. They always want to flex. No, I will pay for the meal. Oh, is it? That's how we roll in Ghana.
She has no idea what she's talking about. She's trying to make it sound like Western women are the most reasonable women on the planet, when all they've done for the last decade is endlessly bash men for existing. But if they were reasonable,
That's
then
true.
why are all the men just leaving the country or not getting into relationships or marriages with them?
Oh, who's gonna tell them? The
Dude, I don't
reason
like
why
this
you
woman.
can't find a traditional woman in America anymore is because there's no such thing as a traditional home or family structure, because of the way our economy is fucking us all over right now.
That's not the excuse, and that's not even the topic that we are discussing right now.
And I think it's ironic that American
Do you
women
agree?
in response to this are going, oh, I can make my own money and I don't have to have kids and go through the painful process of labor and raising children alone.
What the fuck? Having a family and raising kids and going, like, yeah, going through labor sucks, don't get me wrong or anything like that, but like, having a family feels great. You know, it makes me feel happy. Like, I want a family. What the fuck? This bitch is so stupid. I hate her, to be honest. I actually generally do. I don't know who the fuck is this bitch, but she is so stupid as hell. And that's how we get cat ladies. Yeah, exactly. I was just like, I don't know, for me specifically, having a family or so is like one of my goals or so for me. I don't know, man. That's like my long-term goal.
The reason why traditionalism has declined in the West is because modern women bought into the narrative that the key to happiness was a career, money, independence. It made them bitter hags that men want nothing to do with.
And I don't have to pretend to like someone's grubby little son in order to make ends meet, in order to survive. I have literally all the options in the world.
What an actual shitty woman you are. God damn, dude. You have a terrible personality. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm going to be a career woman and I'm going to be alone. And men's response to this is, better renew my passport, because you guys are the ones who are afraid to be alone. You guys are the ones who would rather fly to a foreign country and find a wife than be alone.
It's big talk for a modern woman to say that men are afraid to be alone when they are the ones panicking online, making thousands of TikTok videos about not being able to find a good man. But modern women have no problem proving that their projection is one of their most common skills, it seems.
Christ.
But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen
I ain't
now.
gonna lie, that when these women are alone or so and talking to their AI boyfriend, you know, it's what's the word in general, where like it's part of the food chain or so. I say it all the damn time because I have like no sympathy. Like, I personally have no sympathy of these people. Pretty good figure, but toxic personality makes the rest of us look better by comparison. I'll be honest with you, at least personally, I have a better personality and I have a better head on my shoulder. No, it's not that. I'm talking about the food chain. I forgot what the word that I use every single time. When I always say every single time, when they don't get any men or so, and then they die alone and everything like that, they have no offsprings or so to keep on their lineage and everything. So pretty on the outside, ugly on the inside. That's true. Honestly, the AI boyfriend girlfriend situation is probably worse on the women's side. It probably is, because if guys, right, if passport bros in general can just go to a third world country and get themselves a woman from over there, it's definitely going to be a lot worse for the women in the Western society in general. To basically for them to find a mate, because they're all leaving their home country and they're gonna shrivel up and die old and alone and everything. So like I said, it's all they don't want their retirement plans to go abroad. Too many immature women in the West, they never grown up. Suddenly the women are annoyed people are crossing borders. But yeah, I forgot the name of the word or so in general, what I use or so every single time when it comes to like the food chain or so. And I usually don't have any sympathy in general where, they live on their own. It'll probably come to me eventually. So we just goon and enter in the sage mode and contemplate why are we doing it, and the cycle continues. Most of the humans on this planet are female. Women literally have more competition than men. This just makes it artificially unnecessary harder. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you, at least most of these women kind of irritate me, to be honest, especially that last one. That last one irritates the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie, to be honest. That's why women in the void are completely different. And also like Hispanic women in general, like we don't disregard masculinity whatsoever. It's just so weird to see like chivalry being dead in the West, masculinity being dead in the West. What else? I guess just being a good guy or something or whatever. I don't know fucking idea, but it's just so weird to me. I don't like it though. It's just something that's just so odd to me that I'll just never never like it in general. So she really needs to fix her mic setup. That too as well. But, yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And I haven't talked about these in a while, so it was a good talking point or so in general. So, and peace.